So in the last week, with 4 states banning bisphenol A in baby bottles and baby food packaging, it already leaches into the food out of the containers, but when you microwave them in the containers, it gives you massive doses. They also admit that just a little bit of the chemical off of printer receipt ink that's used by more than 40% of major retailers is enough to reduce the fertility of men, increase cancer in men and women. This is bisphenol A. Meanwhile, I have a CNN clip from over the weekend that we posted up on Infowars.com where they've got a doctor on there arguing with another doctor saying there's no evidence it's ever caused a problem, despite the fact there are literally hundreds of studies a year. They are in the thousands overall. Now, CBS News, ABC News, NBC News, they all said it's obesity in girls that is causing this. And they said that's why we need federal controls and basically take people's children from them when they're overweight. So they let them sell you corn syrup. They let the companies line things in bisphenol A, put MSG in it, aspartame. All of this causes serious health problems and obesity, and all the studies, they know full well it kills the guinea pigs, kills the monkeys with the aspartame, the MSG. They know. And they create the crisis and then come out and say, why are our girls going into puberty at 7? And, of course, in England and the United States, when you bring your girl in, when she's 5, 6, 7, 8 years old going to puberty, they give you hormones to block those hormones, which then screw your daughter up even more. And there's no discussion about the feminized boys. And all of it attacks fertility. But I did find several mainstream news articles that did tell the truth. One was in the Kansas City Star, kansascity.com. Study finds puberty arriving early in girls. And it went on to say many scientists believe chemicals in the environment need to be studied like bisphenol A that act like estrogen. Bisphenol A is used in many plastics, food packaging, and even dental sealants. And so they go on to tell the truth and say the scientists and researchers are saying bisphenol A. But I watched all these different newscasts last night and this morning that were aggregated on YouTube. We have them linked up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And they said, you're eating too much. That's what's making you go into puberty. That has nothing to do with it, and they know that. So they will not tell you what the problem is, and it's despicable. Here's a few minutes of an NBC piece.
Good evening, I'm Ann Curry in for Brian Williams tonight as a new study published today reveals stunning and alarming findings about the health of our daughters. According to the study of more than 1,200 children, a significant number of girls are now showing signs of puberty as young as 7 years old. With these findings, the researchers are raising concerns that our girls will be at greater risk for behavioral problems, perhaps even breast cancer in the future. In a moment, we'll be talking to a leading pediatrician about what parents can do, but we begin now with NBC's Rahema Ellis.
The results are startling. More than 1,200 girls between the ages of 7 and 8 from New York, Cincinnati, and the San Francisco Bay Area were part of the study. The findings reported in today's Journal of Pediatrics reveal that while the average age of the onset of puberty is 10 or 11, 15% of the girls showed signs of puberty at 7 years old. Among them, 10% of white girls, twice as many as in a 1997 study, but 15% of Hispanic girls and 23% of African American girls.
Early development is a risk.
That's enough. And then they just go on to say it's because you're fat. If you inject estrogen or drink it or take it as pills, you will gain weight. And in all these studies, it says bisphenol A causes obesity, organ damage. It massively increases cancer, not just breast cancer. I mean, why do they tell 55-year-old women who go into menopause that now they probably shouldn't take estrogen replacement? Because it massively increases cancer risk. They know what's going on. So they have a estrogen stimulant that is in almost all foods. Now, if you look at the other studies, and you can pull these up side by side of Hispanics and blacks, they tend to be poorer, they tend to eat more junk food than whites, Whites are becoming poor now, so you see their number doubling. But how do you get 20+% of black children having this problem? Why do you have 15% of Hispanics having this problem? Because they're eating more junk food with the bisphenol A. And they know full well what's going on. And when we come back, I'll show you a doctor who's part of a big consortium telling you that she has no evidence bisphenol A is bad. But in the article Matt Ryan put together, he linked to all these mainline studies that conclusively show breast cancer, obesity, early onset of puberty in girls, feminization of boys.